Okay, so this is VOD review of week 1 of stage 3 of the Overwatch League. San Francisco Shock versus Seoul Dynasty. First map is Anubis. Sinatra, Dante in as DPS. They're probably going to be running Dante on a lot of Sombra, and then his Genji is probably the best on the team. The other side, they have Wikid and Fleta in for their DPS. Probably going to see Fleta running the Widowmaker, and there will not be a Widow from the SFShock. Sinatra and Dante, they both don't play it. So it's pretty much only going to be Dante on Genji and Sombra and maybe Junkrat. I'm going to skip ahead here. So they're just holding the high ground here. Makes sense. They're not doing the what is their normal comp? They're not doing the Moira comp that they do. They're probably expecting to run into a Widow, so that makes Moth a little better on the Mercy. In case they get a pick right, they can just immediately resurrect it. It's a pretty good hold from them. It forces all of Seoul Dynasty to come into this area, which is really close. And then because the Shock are up here on whatever position, they just drop down and deal a lot of damage, forcing them to run away. They're pushing straight to point though, so that's really interesting. The Shock are obviously, they're going to go to the high ground with the Mega up here, up on this platform. And they're going to try and take high ground advantage, but thing is they don't really have anyone that could take advantage of that. Maybe Sleepy at best, but Wiki can just go up there solo if they put just Sleepy up there. So really they should just collapse to point. Sinatra's going to be on Jaehong, but he's being protected from Zunba. Looks like Super gets a kill on Fleta there. Fleta was trying to get to this Mega at the back, but now Super's alone, so he's getting chased out by Zumba. Really quick reactions there. But now Seoul Dynasty only has 1 DPS, and the Shock have 2. So they should maybe be engaging. It's still 5v6. Looks like Zumba's the only one taken low, and then Nevix and Dante and Sinatra are all low. So right now Seoul have a little bit of an advantage. They're just playing it safe, hiding in here, trying to heal up. Wikid actually has to back off, so they got separated. Wikid was on the high ground, and then Jaehong, Yu Jaehong, Miro, Zumba, they were all in that small little area, and so they just got cleaned up by Nevix. He has big shotguns. Super was dead, but Dante was probably in there, and Sinatra dealing a lot of damage. So they get 2 picks there. Sleepy again with really good aim, so he's going to be in the kill feed more than most supports. And now they have to back off. Zumba and Toby get cleaned up as well. So it looks like Wikid just didn't do anything there. So it's 5v5. And look at, for example, the ultimate of Dante compared to Wikid. Dante's fully charged and he's at 60%, so you know that Dante was dealing a lot more damage. You can look at the other ones, Zumba and Nevix. Nevix dealt more damage. Miro dealt a little bit more than Super, but Super died, so you would expect Miro to be dealing a lot more. Sleepy actually dealt less than Jaehong. That's probably from healing, actually. That Jaehong is higher. And so it's a bit hard to tell because they have different supports. But it looks like, you know, there was little things that gave them the real win there. But probably mostly Dante versus Wikid in the matchup. So they're doing the same thing. This fight, they're probably just going to engage with 1 ultimate. You might see the Dragon Blade here. You might just see a Pulse Bomb as soon as they come into the open. And then that should secure them the fight. But probably only 1 ultimate. Yep. Here you see Dante doing a lot of damage. Sinatra actually used his ultimate. I think I'm changing my opinion on when to use Tracer ultimate because he literally dropped it and now he's at 40%. So it seems like it could be available at any moment. Coming into this next fight, you can look at the ultimates again. Oh, this is a curious view. You don't see that often. I want to see where Sinatra uses his ultimate, but I don't think it's going to happen before the next fight, so I'll talk about this. Ultimate ready, ultimate ready, ultimate ready. You know, pretty much 5 ultimates ready on this side. Nevix is out of mech, so he's probably close to it, and then Super's close to it. Moth and Sleepy. So what they're probably going to be doing is engaging here with Moth's ultimate. Or maybe they use it reactively to either Miro or Wakid's ultimate on these guys. But they're going to want to use Moth ultimate for the Valkyrie, and then wait for Jaehong to use his, and then hopefully Sleepy will have a Transcendence to match it with. So that's probably going to be the game plan here. Sinatra just trying to charge up his ultimate. Super actually gets a kill on Wakid there, so I'm going to watch that back because I don't know how that happens. The other thing, Sinatra's going to charge his ultimate and probably try and stick Toby. It's not good to stick the enemy Zenyatta because he can just ult out of it unless you're trying to force the Transcendence before they get into an actual fight. But if you stick a Lucio, he doesn't have time to react to it unless he's in a really specific scenario, and he has really good reaction time. So if you stick a Lucio, he's going to die and you're going to be able to engage the fight 5v6 and then without a support ultimate to counter you. So I believe it is Wakid that dies. That's Wakid there. So he just went up solo this area, and Super was waiting for him and started dealing a lot of damage. And then he drops down. So Wakid messed up there 100%. Sinatra should be able to get this kill. His aim was a little bit off, but it forced out Miro's ultimate anyway. So Sleepy just had his Discord orb onto Miro, and he was low health, so they're able to force out this ultimate with 1 DPS down already. So this fight, you know, this is probably a waste for Miro. He should have just died, especially if he could have figured out that Sinatra had ultimate. He doesn't care about charging anymore, but Miro uses that. And it's actually a pretty smart response from Moth to use Valkyrie there. You know, you kind of expect Miro, if you use your ultimate, to kind of dive the supports because they're the least mobile. If there's nothing going on, that's his game plan is going to be. So as Moth, you just use your ultimate preemptively, and then you can win this fight here for sure. I do think maybe it wasn't necessary, and looking at it now, it looks like he used it actually earlier. So here I'm going to be watching for Moth's ultimate. I thought he used it reactively to Miro, but he used it to engage. So I want to see if he uses it before or after Wakid dies. Yeah, so Wakid's not dead. He uses it to save his life. Someone's on him in the back line. It's probably Fleta on the Tracer. So Moth is an ultimate, and at this point that makes Miro making a huge mistake there by using that. You don't think you're going to win this fight. You're close to spawn. You might as well not use your Primal Rage there, especially if you've already popped Valkyrie from the enemy support. You can just back off, but instead Miro goes in, does like 50 damage to Dante, has to back off, and then I don't know, that's pretty crazy. Sleepy actually kills Miro, so he was low that entire fight because he went in solo. Probably a miscommunication from his team as well. Sleepy's forced out of Transcendence there. It's a little far back, but we'll go here. Sleepy, you can see that the tanks, or at least Super, is separated from Sleepy here. I'm not sure where Nevix is, but you see Super is about to split off right now. He's about to drop down, and Nevix is going to stay up there along with the rest of his team, and Sinatra's here too. So now it is these 4 are up top, and these 2 are going around separately. But because Seoul Dynasty spots that these 2 are flanking and going for quite a long flank, they're able to push in without fear of dying to anything, which is what they do. And then Sleepy gets taken really low, not sure from who. Maybe just like a Genji blade or dash or something. So he's forced to pop Transcendence. which secures them this fight. And it looks like it was also there to match Jaehong's ultimate. Wakid gets a kill on Moth coming out of the Transcendence, and then Dante uses his ultimate, which is matched by Toby's. So it's just a game of ultimate matching here. You know, I maybe would have liked to see Super or Nevix try and use their ultimates to try and counteract one of these three offensive ultimates. They can be used to zone pretty well. It doesn't happen. Super gets a kill on Wakid, who is in Dragonblade, keep in mind, or just ending it. So good follow from Super. Sinatra's just cleaning up, killing Toby. Not sure where Toby was. Zuma kills Nevix somehow. Still a pretty hectic fight. Super's cleaning up Miro. The Shock are just regrouping here. Sinatra wants to make sure they don't get the second tick, which they don't, and then there they do. But it seemed to me that they should win this fight here. Because of the staggers, how they worked. It was like a 6v4 for the Shock. Sinatra gets a good kill onto Toby with the pulse bomb. So here it's just, you know, the Shock should win this. But it looks like Moth isn't there. I'm watching Moth's ultimate percentage here, and the fact that his teammates aren't being healed up. You know, I believe Sleepy has a Harmony Orb on one of these guys, but Moth isn't doing any healing. So he just got back. And so maybe that's why Seoul thought they had a chance there, was because Moth wasn't there. But now looking at this last fight, 15 seconds left. Moth has an ultimate, Dante has an ultimate, and 0 defensive ultimates coming in from the other side. The way you win this is you just pop these together. That's it. You going crazy. You win with ultimates here, exactly. So Moth, the second he gets to 99, which should be now, I don't know why he's not healing, pop it. Keep your team healthy. Dante has his blade. You don't really care about Sleepy getting Transcendence. You know, you should be winning that anyway. Dante gets the good kill. Not sure what's happening. They should not be losing this. And Wakid manages to get a kill. Okay, so here's what happens. Moth is able to pop his ultimate right away. And then everyone just group up. You have AoE healing on every single person. That's about as good as a Transcendence. Sleepy, somehow, he's at 65%. He says, yeah, I can get ultimate because he deals so much damage. But that's not your game plan here. Your game plan is literally get Moth to 100, pop ultimate, group up, and fight. Moth not healing here. It's probably some weird positioning. He's probably sticking with Dante, making sure that Dante's alive for the Dragon Blade. But that's not the game plan. The game plan is the fact that they only have one ultimate, and you guys have coming up on 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. But you win with the Valkyrie exclusively. Group up right now. You should be getting AoE healing on everyone. And I guess it looks like they are. Sleepy dies somehow to Fleta. So that's a really good one clip. Really important one clip. But again, I just think they're not grouped up or something. Because Moth's Valkyrie is getting 0 value. He reses Sleepy way too late. I really think they didn't understand their win condition there, and they didn't group up enough. These two ultimates win you the game. Somehow instead, Toby is able to build his Valkyrie. You know, that's the other thing. If you are keeping track of ult economy, you know what ults the enemy team has at like this point. If you know what ultimates you have and you know what ultimates the enemies have, you probably have spotted that Wakid is close to an ultimate, Toby and Jaehong shouldn't have ultimates, and these guys just used them. So what you do here is you understand Dante is 7% away and Moth is 4% away. Literally, these guys don't have to deal any damage. Any damage at all. Dante has to hit 1 or 2 shurikens, and Moth can, I don't know, heal Super that's taking his chip damage. And then you win this fight. But what happens is that I believe Super Nevix, Sleepy gets 30%, so he's dealing a lot of damage. Sinatra, I think, gets a pulse bomb. They're dealing a lot of damage, and none of it's leading to kills, so Toby gets his Valkyrie. So instead of going in with Valkyrie and Dragon Blade, you go in against Valkyrie and Dragon Blade as well. So, pretty bad. And Sleepy dying's really bad. I'm going to watch out for his positioning. Yeah, Moth is camping on Dante right now. Heat somehow gets ultimate. This is Fleta right here going in onto Sleepy's position. So you're going to see Sleepy get one clipped. He gets taken to half. And he dies there. And now Toby's managed to get ultimate. And Sinatra's managed to get ultimate and Sleepy. So that's what happened. Nevix, Sinatra, Sleepy are dealing a ton of damage that aren't leading to kills. Because of that, Toby's able to get his ultimate, and you've thrown away your advantage. So I don't know, maybe it should be possible for them to know what ultimates the enemies have, and try a little harder not to just waste damage. Because you know that you win the fight. They have Dragon Blade, you have Dragon Blade Valkyrie. You win the fight. Instead, they say, well, maybe we win more if Sinatra has Pulse Bomb and Sleepy has Transcendence. And what they don't realize is that sort of opens them up into going into, instead of it being Valkyrie, Dragon Blade, and Pulse Bomb, it's now into Dragon Blade. It is now Valkyrie, Dragon Blade, Pulse Bomb into Valkyrie, Dragon Blade, Pulse Bomb, or Transcendence or whatever. So I think it's just that's a misunderstanding of the situation. Here, look at the ultimates. Again, they're doing the thing where they hold close. They initiate a really close fight to the wall. I really like that style. That appears to be the Shock style, is where, you know what they do with the Moira comp, but they just hold close, drop down on you, deal a bunch of AoE cleave damage, and rely on Nevix to hit a lot of shots, deal a lot of damage. Super actually uses his ultimate there. I'm watching his health. So he actually gets taken low. That's why he's forced to use his ultimate. And how does he use it? To run away. It's weird. Who's he on? So it looks like Super wastes his ultimate there. He would have died if he didn't use it, that's for sure. But that means something went wrong for them to be in a position where Super's gonna die. And then him popping his ultimate doesn't lead to anything. So, you know, you want to be in a position where you can pop ultimate and then dive Jaehong on the Zenyatta and force him to use his Transcendence into your Primal Rage, because that's a really good situation. Or force him to die, right? So instead, Super wastes his ultimate. Let's look at ultimates again. Miro, Toby's used his. That's Valkyrie. Zumba has just been demeched. Could be him activating his ultimate. Jaehong also has ultimate and that. So possibly 4 to 5, probably 4 ultimates into 1, almost 2. So what the Shock need to do here is stay alive and try and get Dante and Moth ultimates out. So after spotting that they have an ultimate advantage and you guys are close to ultimates, you probably just use Transcendence here. Group up on it, trying to get Dante and Moth their ultimates, as well as Sinatra. You'll probably be matched with the Transcendence, but at that point you'll have Valkyrie and their Valkyrie will have ran out, and then you should have a little advantage. So just use Transcendence to stall for time. And yeah, there was an ultimate from Zumba there. So Seoul Dynasty actually used their Transcendence first, and a lot of members from the Shock are taken low. Sleepy needs to pop his ultimate right now. Super dies. He was in a bad position. Still no ultimate. Dante uses his Dragon Blade at the end of Transcendence. Wow. How did that work? I want to watch back to see when Moth pops his ultimate as well. So Super here has bad positioning. He goes for the Mega because he knows he's dead, but I believe he jumps to use it, so he could instead jump to Sleepy and ask for Transcendence. Dante and Moth pop their ultimates in combination here. And what you see is that Sinatra used his Pulse Bomb, and I'm not seeing anyone dead. It's possible that he stuck Miro, forcing him to use his Primal Rage, or maybe Sinatra didn't do anything, but these guys have used 4 ultimates, plus Fleta, but I've stopped counting these Pulse Bombs as ultimates because they don't really do anything. So these guys, they've used 4 ultimates, and they haven't gotten anything for it. Don't know why that is. Probably because they're all defensive ultimates, and San Francisco just backed off. And they also paired a defensive ultimate with Zumba on that, so I don't really understand that. And now they're going in, these guys are going to use two ultimates, the Dragon Blade and the Valkyrie, and they're going to get a team fight win off of it. So Dante kills Toby, and he kills Jaehong first. Still not sure how that's possible. I think if you watch Dante's health, the second he uses Dragon Blade, I don't think he takes any damage at all. So that's Miro being in Primal Rage, and that's Zumba not helping his supports. Yeah, look at his health. Full health the entire time. Maybe takes 1 point of damage. So all Dante did was spot that Miro was diving the backline with his Primal Rage, and then he just dove the supports with his Dragon Blade. We're going to watch it here. He knows Miro's not going to be able to stop him, and he also has the damage boost from the Mercy. So that's really important. You probably didn't need to Valk there, honestly. Maybe he's a little afraid of Fleta. Not huge emergency. And Dante's 40% to another one, that's pretty good. So now we're probably going to see Wakid uses Dragon Blade and Sleepy retaliate with his Transcendence. Wakid is still poking, which doesn't really need to do. He's not going to get any kills. Especially onto Nevix. Taken low. I don't know why he's not just using his ultimate. Fleta's somehow getting a double kill onto Dante and Moth. Sleepy's forced to hold his Transcendence here because he knows that Wakid has Dragon Blade. You know, maybe that should have been used earlier. And Wakid Dragon Blades, I guess there was Transcendence was ending. That's a really confusing fight that I like to watch back. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Moth and Dante died to Fleta somehow. So they must be positioned together up here. Moth gets taken down immediately by Fleta, and then Dante was already taken low by someone else. Hard for me to see who. So there's no real opportunity for Sleepy to ult there, but he's going to ult here to save his tank, so that's probably the right time. But then super dives the backline. Alright, so Transcendence has ended now, and we see Wakid pop out his Dragon Blade. Nevix does a good job of booping him away there. So he uses his thrusters to boop away the ulting Genji, which is really good. We're seeing some kills from the DPS. Right now this is a stagger though. Really hectic fights here. Moth revives super. So yeah, he's probably a good target to resurrect. I think maybe if possible you want to resurrect Dante and try and come back with your combo there. What? Shush. Jaehong and Toby have both switched, so they're in spawn. There are no healers for Seoul Dynasty so far. So this should be a back out from them. Nevix and Super should be able to be doing a lot of damage here. Dante gets a kill onto Toby, so there is Jaehong is here again on the Moira. He is able to heal his team. Again, an extended stagger. Everyone's just trying to min-max their abilities, so Super's causing distractions with his ultimate. Sinatra gets a pulse bomb onto Miro, who didn't have Primal Rage ready, so that's a kill. And now what I think they should do here is go back to their aggressive front-holding positions. Because these backline positions, they aren't really working. They're doing a lot better when they were holding up farther. Now they're just going to get doved by Moira ultimate. Wakid has his Dragon Blade, and he was waiting for Sleepy to pop his ultimate, which is right there. All they have is Dragon Blade and Zumba ultimate here. Miro gets taken out by Sinatra. Super kills Toby. He did a really risky dive there. I'll rewind it a tiny little bit. You can see that Super is really low health. He's going for Toby here. He probably goes that direction to chase him. But he knows that killing Toby is really important in a stagger situation. So, let's see. Wakid's gonna ult here. Yes, Super just gets the kill on Toby. Wakid again waits for the Transcendence to end before he pops his Dragon Blade. But at this point, Miro has died. Toby has died. There's one healer. Zumba popped his ultimate and died before he could get back into mech. So this is the end of the fight, it should be. Jaehong and Fleta, the only two alive on point for Sinatra, Nevix, and Dante. There goes Jaehong, the only healer, so it's just going to be Fleta who can't even touch the point. So that's a really good hold. Good ult management, I guess I would say. I think that Seoul Dynasty were doing some really weird stuff. They probably threw that game more than they had to. They weren't doing really hugely effective strategies. Okay. Again, this is the downside of not having Baby Bay in for Sinatra and Dante, is that they can't run their Widowmaker comp. They will... Okay, kill on a Moth is pretty bad. He can't res himself. The body shot out of Sleepy. So Fleta's just going to be on Widow. Yeah, and they're doing this comp that is so common now. You have Orisa put down a shield, and you have Widowmaker stand behind it, and you shoot. And then if the enemy team has a Widow, they have to destroy the shield first. And then you have Junkrat, who's a huge source of damage on another point. And then D.Va for mobility, maybe some damage blocking. But basically what the offensive team has to do is they have to kill one of Widow or Junkrat, and then they need to pressure the other one super hard. That's how you shut down this comp. What the Shock are going to do is they're going to play their Somber comp, which they love so much. So they're going to just probably have Dante build up his EMP. Sinatra was on Tracer, if I'm not wrong, and switched to Genji, which is pretty good. I mean, it gives him a stronger dive. Maybe a bit better against Junkrat. Hard to say. They're both pretty good. But yeah, just Dante charging his ultimate, and then they're probably going to try and hit Jaehong and whoever's next to Jaehong of the Junkrat and the Widowmaker and try and kill them. So we'll see some slow gameplay until then. Dante died. No ultimate from him yet. They're all in there. That's pretty good. It gives them, it gives bad sightlines to Fleta. I guess it actually gives him good ones if he stands over here. Dante caught out of position. So Dante is really slow to charge his ultimate right now. That was pretty good reflect from Sinatra. Dante should have his ultimate by now. That's their sort of game plan, is that he doesn't die twice to the Widowmaker, and he just continues to shoot Zumba, which gives him an EMP really fast. But he's only at 60%. Wakid is going to have his, you know, rip tire. Sinatra gets a kill on Wakid. That is massive. If they're not able to resurrect that, then this should be a one fight here for San Francisco, which it's not, because, let me see, I don't know why they didn't win that. So like I was saying, you have to kill one of the Junkrat and the Widow, and then you can pressure the other one, and it's pretty much a one fight. So when Sinatra gets a kill, I'm guessing he's really out of position when he's on Wakid. No, he can't be. Oh yeah, because Toby gets a resurrect. So Wakid was in a fine position, probably on the high ground over that direction, or up that direction, up I should say. So he dies, Toby's able to get the resurrect, and because Sinatra's out of position now, he's able to die. Super gets taken low, and gets finished out by the Widow. I think that's because these guys, they went back this way. That would be Super Nevix. Yeah, Nevix is out of mech, so he's going to be pretty screwed too. He actually dies to this thing. Diva Bomb. Dante's still no ultimate. So this is a pretty bad position. They still have a lot of time. They actually do have the Valkyrie over Toby, but by the time Zumba gets healed up, Toby will probably have ultimate, or Jaehong will have ultimate. Sleepy's a lot behind Jaehong. Right now, you're basically waiting for Wakid to use his ultimate, because Riptire will completely destroy a fight. So you don't want to use like Valkyrie into it, especially when you don't have a Widowmaker to shoot the tire. Basically, you have to dry push and die to Wakid, and then they have to get lucky. I guess they can play around Dragon Blade. It's got to be their playstyle. They do a dry push, get Wakid to use his tire, and then they go into the next push using both support ultimates on both sides, and then Sinatra or Dante ultimate. Both are really game winning. The only problem is that both of them are denied. Actually, every ultimate is denied by Junkertown, besides Transcendence. Even Transcendence isn't good into it. But like Moth will die, Dante can die, Sinatra can die. So they need to get rid of that junk tire. And maybe Seoul knows this, and they're saying we're never going to use junk tire, or only when they really need to. Dante has ultimate. He's probably going to look to hit Jaehong here, and then have Sinatra follow up. He's not seriously going to die here, is he? They have been so aware of Dante's position at all times. Something you could do now is try and dry push with actually a man disadvantage, because you really need that Junkrat tire gone. You need it gone. And they're running out of time here. They need to engage like right now. It takes about 30 seconds for each fight. They need to die is what they need to do. There's the ultimate from Wakid. So exactly what they wanted to do. And Moth probably did a good thing there by using his Valkyrie, which was matched by Toby's Valkyrie. So now they should win the next fight. Engage with maybe Sinatra ultimate. I think you probably engage with Dragon Blade and Transcendence. Oh, Super needed to not die there. Yeah, Dragon Blade and Transcendence forces out the enemy's Transcendence. You save Dante for a position where you can actually kill Jaehong and hack somebody else. Instead, I don't know. Jaehong doesn't heal anyone with his ultimate? That was a confusing fight. There's a minute left here. Super gets resurrected. Sinatra pulls out his ultimate at 7 HP. And Sleepy uses Transcendence on him. Jaehong still hasn't used Trans when 3? No, that's just 2 people have died. He uses Transcendence to heal Wakid. Doesn't make any sense. And then he dies to Nevix Bomb. Yeah, so that was good from Nevix to try and counter the Transcendence. That's bad from Jaehong though. When you're playing Zenyatta and you have your Transcendence up, you want to be grouping with your team. Your team wants to be in a position where the enemies want to dive you and try and kill your Zenyatta, and then you use your ultimate. So they didn't use Moth ult, Moth swapped. But look at the ultimates. Toby swapped as well, so it's 1, 2, 3 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ultimates actually. Yeah. So, I mean, they didn't use those ultimates super effectively. The EMP just didn't do anything. I'm not sure what Super's ultimate did. Maybe Super was pushing Jaehong away, and that's why Jaehong couldn't heal his teammates. If that's what happened, good on him. But now they're going in with 0 ultimates. Toby just swapped again. think he's trying to stagger. Wow, that'd have been nice. So yeah, they're just dry pushing, trying to charge ultimates for both teams. You know, there might be an opportunity there for them to actually win that fight, knowing that neither side has ultimates. They only had Zumba, and they were close to Wakid's ultimate. The advantage is to Seoul there because they have some ultimates, and because they have the spawn advantage, given that this is 2 CP. And now Dante's managed to charge another ultimate. So his first one was really slow, second one way faster. And Jaehong doesn't have ultimate, so kill Jaehong. He needs Sinatra to be in position. They actually didn't need Sinatra to be in position. Sinatra was on Miro. So they're down 3 kills, and Wakid with a triple kill. Okay. So the point still stands. On pretty much all of Anubis, you need to care about the Junkrat, and then Widowmaker if they have one. They know Junkrat has ultimate. They know Junkrat is probably going to be positioned next to Jaehong for extra protection. So Dante goes in, and yeah, your first target is Jaehong, but you should also really try hard to hit Wakid, and then kill him out. So that's the problem with Sinatra not being there. Sinatra was on Miro, the tank, and he's icing him down, which is good and all, but it lets Wakid at half health walk away, even though he's hacked. Maybe he's not hacked. Even if he were hacked, he could just walk away, pull out his Riptire, and get a triple kill here. So Dante did a good thing. Sinatra needed to be more coordinated with him, and that's unfortunate. They use any ultimates here? They use Dante's ultimate, and that's it. Dante for Junkrat Riptire. Bit unfortunate. They are at almost an advantage, in that they have Monkey ultimate sooner and they have Diva ultimate. So I think you try and use those in combination. Super forced to use that. Sleepy gets a kill on Wakid, and then Super dies to the Pulse Bomb. Good resurrect from Moth. Transcendence on both sides. Looks like Toby dies with Valkyrie available. Sinatra's doing a lot here. Oh, if he was able to do that. If Sinatra was able to find where Zumba was going to be remeching, that would have been absolutely huge. So Miro's not able to get that kill. This is the 2CP thing, though. You know, staggers are just too strong. Dante uses his ultimate there because he thinks there's no way we can lose this fight. And I would probably think the same thing. But Sleepy had died. And I guess Sleepy's kind of what your comp relies around when you're playing Zenyatta on a 2CP map. You need the 30% extra damage when you have these two guys. Sinatra can do a lot of damage, yeah, but against like smaller targets, like a Tracer or Toby on whatever, you're really wanting that Discord Orb for the extra damage. So they're just dry pushing again, no ultimates. They know there's going to be one big fight. If Dante had EMB here, this fight, or this game would already be won, because he could kill Jaehong outright, probably get Toby or Wakid along with him, because they're going to be positioned together, and then just continue to win the fight from there. But he used his ultimate. Just a misread of the situation, which is really hard to read. Dante's close to another one, so Sinatra needs to touch here. He's going to be the one to touch. Dante needs to be healed up. Sleepy needs to not die. I don't know how they win this. I don't think they do. Dante managed to get another EMP, but this is the thing I've been saying about their Sombra comp. You can never Never use Sombra ult when your team isn't prepared to follow up on it. If you're using it as like a reactionary thing or desperation, 9 times out of 10 it's completely wasted. And like it's shown here by Dante using it, and a little bit before. I'm not blaming Dante for the first time he used it in overtime. I really thought that that should have been it. But I guess something you have to realize is that if you're in overtime, an EMP isn't going to add much to effectiveness. It doesn't make people die that much easier. You know, it makes a D.Va die easier, but that's about it. Maybe people, or sorry, D.Va's over here. People with like movement capabilities like a Tracer, but if you're looking at a Winston and you EMP a Winston, doesn't really matter. Who's the other one? I don't really remember, but an EMP is like a win more condition, and it barely wins more. So if you're in a position where you're like, an EMP will seal the deal on this fight, it's probably not going to. Instead, what you should be thinking is, an EMP will win this fight outright. So, I don't know, there's still quite a few mistakes surrounding the Sombra play by the team, as like Sinatra not following up with him, which needs to be done, or even just the placement of him. So it looks like the same comps, they have Munchkin out here instead of Wakid. Probably because Wakid plays Junkrat. Munchkin is more of a Tracer guy. But same comp over here. So this is actually, it's weird to me that they have Fleta on the Sombra instead of the Tracer. But this is, you know, essentially like a San Francisco Shock comp, where they want some front-facing damage. You know, it's a bit different. It's a lot different with these two. They normally run it with just the same old dive tanks. But with the Moira and the Lucio double AoE heals, they just want to push the fight really close, force you into really close quarters. So it's more of an envious, or sorry, what are they? Dallas Fuel comp with the Reaper, Roadhog, May, Reinhardt, where you force the enemies onto a certain point, and then the San Francisco Shock part is the AoE heals that keeps everyone alive. So they're gonna have a lot of trouble against this because they're a much slower comp. So they're probably gonna lose here. They're playing it really safe. Miro's actually taken low. They managed to get the Discord orb on him, which is pretty important. But yeah, he just gets healed up by Jaehong, and then they can reset, re-engage with a shield. That's the huge advantage of a shield, is that you just add terrain in front of you. You make yourself safe in places where the enemy team cannot be safe. Munchkin's taken low. He's refusing to heal because he wants to get Jaehong's ultimate up. So right now he should be popping his health thing. But because they took so much AoE damage from Super, even Sleep, he's doing so much damage. The Shock weren't quick enough. Just not quick enough, by the way. Like, just. Look at Dante has his ultimate. Sleepy has his ultimate. If they delayed that fight, maybe gave up another tick to, like, here. Like, where it is now. They could engage with Dante ultimate or Sleepy ultimate, and then they'd have the advantage. But they were just too quick on the draw, so they died to their to the enemy comp. If they keep it, that's really weird. I'm guessing they're keeping it because Fleta would be the one to switch onto a Widowmaker. Dante's so far behind right now. Yeah, Fleta would be the one to switch onto a Widowmaker. Munchkin would switch on a Tracer, but they're close to ultimates. So they think that they can force out a good fight using these ultimates, or at least force ultimates. Wow, that's the Toby maneuver right there. You can see that. I mean, they definitely highlighted this. Okay. Toby's hiding because he wants all 5 of his members to get EMP'd so he can come in with the sound barrier, which he just got 1 second ago, and get a huge counter action. And he does. Sleepy doesn't want to trans. Maybe he should have. Just a zoning ult. Sinatra was in the back line. He didn't notice that Zumba had used his ultimate on his team's back line, so they all have to run and scatter and hide in these little coves where they're safe. So Sinatra went aggressive and all of Seoul could pay attention to him, so he gets killed. Super's in the back line. Right now this looks like a stagger to me because Sinatra's dead. Dante's used his ultimate. I don't think you win with Dante as the solo DPS, even with both support ultimates, so don't use that. They should just be jumping on the point, trying to stagger and getting a good fight for the next one. Dante's dead too, so 0 healers. This is what's weird to me. This Sinatra switched to Junkrat. Dante on Sombra still. You'd think that Sinatra would... He was Tracer before. You'd think Sinatra would stay Tracer and Dante would switch to Junkrat. Maybe they like the Junkrat Sombra comp, but Dante plays a fair bit of Junkrat, so it's a bit of a weird switch. Right now, the point is still at the extended point, right up there. That little circle is where it ends. So right now what they're going to be doing is the same old engage with Valkyrie. Be careful, Lex. My cat likes playing with her belly through chairs. Sounds weird. Super needed to not die there. Why did he die? He's in a fine position now. He's full health. He gets hacked. Where does he jump? Yeah, no one's pressuring him. He's hidden over here right now. That's where Super is. And you can see someone else was over there that I didn't see. It might have been Sleepy. Maybe he gets hooked. It's gotta be it, right? Like, yeah, he gets hooked. Still pretty dumb play to be over there. The rest of your team isn't. Who are you expecting to find over there? Munchkin's just pushing everyone away. They probably won't be able to touch. Someone was able to touch. And now Moth has popped Valkyrie, so just group up everyone. Big shatter because Super wasn't there to block it, but now they popped out the trans. You know, can they even win this with trans? I think that fight is lost. The second Super gets taken out. You know, that's him not respecting Munchkin on the Roadhog. And, well, I don't know why he was over there. Just seems like dumb positioning. Especially if you don't have your Primal Rage or even close to it. Again, Sinatra's still on. Junkrat. They're committed now because Dante has the EMP. They're going into 4 ultimates. So Toby's going to be hiding again. In fact, you can see him hiding right over there. That's a good combo. The only problem is that all their offensive ults. All of them. So Seoul can just team wipe, and then they can engage with their own Fleta ultimate. You know, all they need is like one. They can even just use like Moira ultimate looking at this. I guess Moira will be countered with Super's ultimate. This makes it really easy for Seoul to win right here, because they used both their ults in combination. It's like using Dragon Blade and Tactical Visor together. Yeah, it'll secure a team fight win, but what do you do in the next one? The next fight? I think they should have dove that. So Zumba's the only diver. That's why they're not doing it. Nevix has gotten an ultimate. Oh, okay. Really good spot from Zumba there. Sinatra got another tire. Which doesn't get much, but it forces them back. So it's still 6v6, it looks like. Super, I believe he was looking for environmental kills there. That's what I think happened there. EMP from Dante was good, but Zumba with a really good ultimate there. So I think based on the timing there, that was a mistake from Dante. Watch when Zuba uses his ultimate. I'll try and pause the exact second. Dante still hasn't used his ultimate. Zumba uses his zoning ultimate. Everyone on this team has to go run and hide. And Dante uses his ultimate offensively, so there will be 0 follow-up from his team, so that's a big mistake. Yeah, it was a little bit afterwards, or like not too much afterwards, so it's hard to react in that span of time, but the point is that ultimate ends up being really ineffective, and it's one of your biggest ultimates. So now Super's just staggering. He's already used his Primal Rage. Sinatra, or it looks like Moth is an ultimate. So Super manages to live there. Oh, because of Transcendence. Now they've used, oh, that's really bad. They used both of their support ultimates into Jaehong's ultimate. That's what it was it was only Moira's Coalescence that caused them to use that, because they're staggering so hard. That's really bad as well. Moth didn't pay attention to Fletta's High Noon, and so he dropped down, probably for a Resurrect, honestly. And then by the time he got into his sightlines, he couldn't escape. So he died. Sleepy's left alone on point once he's out of Transcendence. Nevix is out of Mech. Sinatra's Tire gets... So this is the end of it. They lose here. They're staggering quite a long time, but there's no way. That's just too much bad luck. Dante uses his EMP into the explosion from Zumba, so no one can follow up. Sinatra gets Tire destroyed. Moth dies to Fletta's ultimate. They were forced to use 2 ultimates, 2 support ultimates, both the Valkyrie and the Transcendence, because of a Moira ultimate. A lot went wrong there. So that's pretty bad. And again, I started realizing as I've been doing these VOD reviews that I must be like the biggest Baby Bay fan, because I see a place for him in every map. You know, he's their only Widow player, and they never get to run Widow comps anymore. Because Sinatra and Dante can't snipe. There should be a place for Baby Bay. They just love the Tracer Sombra too much. And so they're doing a similar comp to what Seoul did. They're going to try and get really close to the point, probably underneath, right there. And they're going to use the double AoE healing to keep everyone alive. They're going to be into an anti-close range comp, though. The only way it would be more anti is if Toby was on... Oh, Toby's on Tracer? What the hell? That took me a minute. Yeah, so they have shotgun, does a lot of damage at close range because he's projectile, and then 2 more damage heroes with AoE healing. So this comp is mean as hell. This is a really scary comp for the Shock to go into, especially with heroes like Super and Nevix, or sorry, Winston and Diva. So now I believe the game plan is charge up EMP quicker or charge up Pulse Bomb quicker. So they're close to a Pulse Bomb here. Dante's at 50% to Fletta's 63%. Moth switches off immediately from the Lucio. I don't think that's the right call. I think that, well, yeah, they're understanding that their comp was, let me pause to talk about it. Their comp with the Moira Lucio is based around being really close range and getting the AoE healing. They understand that that's wrong, so they switch their supports to longer range, slower heroes. So that, yeah, is kind of right. But what are your tanks doing? I guess you can't switch off the tanks either, because you're going to be facing these two who are already halfway to their ultimates. You kind of just got to play around your team's ultimates. Dante getting taken alone there sucks. He didn't get any chip damage before Toby was able to force him out. Toby, the Lucio player. Lucio and Mercy player. Yeah, so Dante's forced out again. Each time he's gotten like 10%. So still, they're just playing around. Oh no. What just happened? Sinatra better get a big pulse bomb here. Sinatra got nothing with it. So that's really bad. They're playing around these two ultimates. Yeah, they wanted to get him quicker. They also wanted them to be effective. What that means is Sinatra, I don't even know who you hit. This is such a mean team to play against. Both of these two have abilities that take half damage. Right? Yeah, the shift ability takes half damage from Orisa. Roadhog takes half damage with his Take a Breather. Both of these guys have abilities that, or actually these three guys have abilities that make them teleport or drop the pulse bomb so they don't take damage. And Zumba has an ultimate to get his mech back if he gets demeched, which one pulse bomb doesn't even do. So that's really scary. You would have been waiting to see the cooldowns of certain people. This is their best opportunity right here. Don't use anything. Try and die not to Toby so he doesn't charge up. But they just used 2 ultimates. And even though they recharge really quickly, if they can die really fast, they can engage with an advantage. Actually, they can't even do that. This is going to be so mean. They needed to actually survive there so that Moth and Sleepy could charge their ultimates. They needed to survive at low health so the supports could get healing. They didn't do that. So now Toby's 40% and Jaehong's 50%. So Jaehong's definitely going to have an ultimate in the next fight. They got to play around this EMP super well. Who do you even kill? You probably kill Fleta. That's who you're aiming for. But that's next to impossible because he just plays around on his own with his teleporter. In that case, you're going to want to hit Jaehong and Zumba. You want to kill Zumba before he can... Yeah, that won't even work either. There's no good targets here. He wants to hit the biggest EMP he can, is what he wants to do. And he gets the 3 tanks. So, Munchkin dying, really good. They're going to be able to kill Jaehong. I'm going back because they had a really good aerial view here. Jaehong dies as well. He must have been hacked or caught really out of position. So Jaehong is in there. So you spot him. And that's who I'm watching out for, where Jaehong dies. Super's above him right now. Yeah, he comes out. He's hiding. Does Jaehong get hacked? He must. Yeah, he dies without shifting. Really good EMP there. So they played around it well. I guess he understood what I understood in that there's no right target, so go for the biggest one you can. Their comp also relies on being pretty grouped up, at least Munchkin on Roadhog and Miro, who was on Orisa. So they should be able to get a good one. They take first point. Good for them. Let's spot out the switches here. These 3 switched. These... Super didn't switch. Super did not switch. Sinatra switched. Moth used Valkyrie that fight, I'm assuming. So now it's a standard comp from each side. Still double AoE healing from Seoul Dynasty. So that means that they need to be grouped up tight. Which is a pretty big advantage for Dante if he can get another EMP quick. Also, Super loves AoE on Winston. There's the Transcendence. What is that going to get them? Nothing. So, I don't know why. Maybe Fleta faked him out into using it, or he just got taken low. Actually, it looked like all his tanks and everyone else was getting taken really low. But you know that that's a bad Transcendence. And specifically bad follow-up from the team on that Transcendence because Jaehong used Moira Ultimate, which charges like 5 times faster, and now everyone's in the same position. Yeah, Zumba's a little bit lower. He's probably going to get taken out of mech, but that's because Transcendence is more effective, but it was barely more effective that fight. And now the EMP is going to force them back. Sleepy is so fast at charging these ultimates. I paused this at a really good time, if I can see. This is Nevix. I would like to see where Super is. Super is dead. Sinatra This is Moth being attacked, Sleepy being attacked as well, right out here, around here, I assume. What I'm trying to say is that Dante, yeah, he got 4 people, but do they have follow-up? No, they don't have follow-up. So this EMP probably isn't going to be effective. Yes, that's the loss for them. They need to back off. Don't feed ult charge. Somehow they got Miro to ult there. He didn't understand that the fight was lost. They're still forcing it out. Do support ultimates used. Let's see who Sinatra hits with this. Dante, okay. So Dante's really charging this fast. He's already at 80%. It doesn't even charge that quickly anymore. He's hitting a lot of shots. He's probably damage boosted right now. Yeah, definitely damage boosted. So Dante's probably just frontlining right now. The rest of his team pushing in, dealing as much damage as he can. And he's going to be able to get an ultimate, and with 6 alive, they're going to be able to follow it up. With 6 healthy too, because they have AoE healing from Moth right now. So this should be a team fight win for them. He should be looking for Toby's positioning. They know Jaehong doesn't have an ultimate, so they're going to be looking for Toby. He wants to hack him before he can use his ultimate and then kill him. Other than that, the ult economy is way in their favor. These guys just wasted their ultimates. Zuma didn't do anything. Jaehong kept him alive. What else? Okay, so they have these two, and then Miro didn't do anything with his. Miro wasted his ultimate. 3 wasted ultimates on this side. Moth is using his ultimate. I think the idea here is to give Dante a better position to use his in, which is good. This does make it really good if Dante can charge his ultimate right now. He's at like 92%, and he gets a kill on a Munchkin. That is massive. He doesn't even need to EMP anymore. With Munchkin being the primary damage dealer, they all have to back off on Soul. They understand that they are backing off. So now Dante's going to get a really good ultimate. Again, keep your eyes on Toby at all times. Toby is the only one that can ruin this for him. So he sees where Toby is, and he did hit him with it. So he didn't go for the kill on him. Oh, this is going to be bad. So Toby's alive here. He's going to wait till he's not hacked. He's going to come in with this thing. But he might not even have to anymore, depending on how effective these guys are at following up that EMP, which looked like a big one. Somehow Super wasn't hacked and managed to get out of it. Nevix died immediately. Good target to hit. Not a good ultimate from Super. Just wanted to stay alive, but fight was over. Yeah. So the way you use this ultimate from Dante, where is he? There he is. The way you use it is to counteract the enemy ultimates that you know they have. So you know Toby's ultimate directly counters yours. You maybe know that Fleta's ultimate is coming up. I think you should once. You shouldn't think that they have an ultimate once they're at like 80%. Like in your mind when you're keeping track, once they hit 80%, you should be like, yeah, okay, I think that they could be near it now. Just in your mind, keeping track of that. So those are the 2 things that can lose them the fight. Toby is the primary one though. So what he's going to want to do here, he knows he has sound barrier, hit Toby and kill him. What that means is Sinatra or Super, probably Sinatra, needs to follow up, needs to be in a position to follow up. So Dante, I've been saying for the past full minute that he needs to be keeping track of Toby. He needs to be relaying this to Sinatra, and Sinatra needs to know that he's going to follow up. So Sinatra needs to be close to Dante. That might be him. I think that is him. Sinatra needs to be on the high ground so that they can dive Toby together and they can kill him. And Sinatra was in position. He was right here. They know where Toby is, but then Dante and Sinatra both go to Munchkin instead of Toby. They even get the kill? They don't get the kill. So this is horrible, right? You use your ultimate and you manage to catch the person that can ruin your chances, And instead of killing him, you chase Tracer, and then you don't kill Tracer. So you start chasing Zumba, and then you pop Transcendence for some reason. I'm going to rewatch that one more time just to see what health he was at, because it doesn't seem to me like Sleepy needs to use Transcendence one bit. So I'm watching the tank's health and Sleepy's health. Sleepy's full health, Super's half health, and Sleepy uses it. So that's a really bad call. You know Super has ultimate. You should be aware that Super has ultimate, so you shouldn't be using that to save him. That's something you should be aware of before. I'm going to use my Transcendence if Nevix gets low because he doesn't have ultimate, but not Super. So they use that and nothing comes of it. Both their first target, they just ignore. Their second target walks away. Third target walks away. So good EMP, horrible follow-up. And then Flooded comes in with his ultimate. Nevix gets taken down immediately. And this fight is lost. Dunno, man. They shouldn't have done it like that. Here comes the cleanup. They only have one push left. And 5 ultimates. So they used their 2 most impactful ultimates. Hey. The 2 most impactful ultimates. They are close to other ones, but both wasted. These 2 are wasted. So now, even Super used his ultimate somewhere and was wasted. I didn't even see him use it. But this is going to be a bad fight for them. I don't know what they can do here. Maybe stick Toby would be... So Super dies without using... Or Super kills Toby without using his ultimate. Munchkin dies. So now it's becoming possible here. Unbelievable. Let's go back and watch what happened. Jaehong has used his ultimate already. Zumba has probably used his ultimate. Yep, both have used their ultimates already. And they get the kill on Sleepy, but for some reason Toby's alone and doesn't use his sound barrier, so he dies. So a mistake from Toby. Good stick from Munchkin. Bad blink from Munchkin. And it looks like Super was already dead to Zumba. Dante somehow hacks and kills Fleta, I assume. I just don't know what happened there. That was insanity. A couple bad luck things. Zumba's ultimate, wasted. Toby dies for no reason. Munchkin ultimate, essentially wasted. Jaehong's ultimate, it didn't look like they were in a straight line, so I'm going to say also wasted. All 4 of these ultimates were wasted. And then, what did they use here? Sinatra, I don't know what he did. Maybe he stuck Zumba or something with his ultimate. And then Moth was just highly effective with his team grouping up. Really weird fight. Crazy things happen sometimes. But overall, that was the mistakes of Seoul that did that. And there's the sound barrier on 2, actually 3 targets. They are trying to stagger. Shouldn't matter. They should still lose this one. Good bomb from Nevix. Good area to use it in the open. And then there's the point. So they only had to use Nevix there, and the other guys, Seoul used Toby and... Yeah, just Toby. Yeah, pretty weird. Pretty confusing. Coming into the next fight, they have Transcendence. No, they have the ultimate advantage. So they've been like staggering ultimates. And what's weird is that the team with less ultimates has actually been winning the past 2 fights. So I expect Seoul to win this fight even though they're going in with a huge disadvantage. Again, playing around the EMP, that is a massive EMP. And a big stick kills Jaehong, doesn't have his movement abilities. Don't use anything else. Now you got to be saving Super Ultimate on the Monkey. Good kill from Sinatra as well. You're going to be saving Super's Ultimate to try and guard the gates a little bit. What you can do, if you can get Super to guard the gates like right now, you could be pushing them back into spawn. Blam, blam, blam. And then anyone who manages to get through and actually contest the point, because someone has to, can die to the team. And then once Super's ultimate ends or he dies and they all come through, like 4 people come through onto the point, you have Sleepy's ultimate, which is going to be highly effective and can block Fleta's ultimate. So Sleepy should be body blocking right now, but he doesn't use it. Good catch from Sleepy there. Doesn't matter though. Probably won't matter at all. Yeah, so that should be the end of the game. Sleepy was good there. He was hiding from the EMP so he could stay alive. And Fleta was forced to use it because it's an overtime situation. It's a really good time to hide as well. Super's just going to stagger it. I really think it was better for Super to go in early and try and hold the gates with his ultimate instead of trying to use it to stagger here. Because he got hacked. He couldn't use his ultimate to stay alive. I really think that was the right play. Moth gets another ultimate. He's using it. And they've gotten 2 kills. No, that's 1 kill, sorry. Miro gets a kill on Sleepy. Post bomb is whiffed from Seoul Dynasty. Alright bomb. Gets Nevix back in. Ooh. So it looks like they're actually going to do this. That's incredible. Yeah, you can't even touch the time. Not sure what happened. I could go back a little bit. 3 ultimates used. 1 ultimate used. Somehow 2 are dead. Yeah, I just wouldn't call this a shock win from here. Looks like Toby's not... Oh, Toby... Oh, that doesn't even make sense. Toby's just hiding. Toby's hiding so he doesn't die to Sinatra instead of healing his team with AoE on the point, which would be useful. So that's a bit of a confusing one. This is the same defense and the same offense from the first time. So, if San Francisco play it a little bit slower, which they can actually, this is a horrible idea. Last time they had to give up a little bit more than 2 ticks in order to get their ultimates where they needed to be to win the fight. Now they can't even give up 1. So they are forfeiting by picking this comp. Bad idea. Bad. We're going to do the same thing. They push the left way instead. It doesn't really matter. Maybe they have a different strategy for each. Oh, are they going to push him off the high ground? That would be nutty. Oh, you should have put him off the map there. Munchkin didn't realize that he used his dash already, or he doesn't play a lot of Roadhog. He could have definitely hooked Nevix there and just dropped him off the map. Would have been a little quicker. So Dante charges ultimate super quickly and he gets a really big ultimate. Wow, that's really good. Hacked again and exploded. So Dante just went on fire there. I don't know how. Maybe he was behind shooting Munchkin, but Dante charged his ultimate so quickly. Sinatra used his as well. And now they have Doomfist. So honestly, this would have been something I would have liked to see to begin with. He only picked this because he died as Diva and he wanted to get back to point really quickly. I don't know, maybe I just love Doomfist. So we're going to push the point. Nevix isn't switching off. He should be happy right here. You can just push into all of them. Who's on point? I'm guessing, yeah, Dante's going to get, oh, really bad. He was going to get another ultimate there. It was really close. Yeah. So that's why Nevix shouldn't play. Doomfist. Doomfist has an ability on like a 4-second cooldown, his right click, that blocks Reinhardt charges. So if he were a Doomfist player, he would have blocked that instead of dying. Somehow, they're winning this fight again. Zumba's out of mech too. That's... Oh, that was a resurrect first. This is incredible. I don't know how they're winning this. So, for some reason they resurrect Nevix. Fleta with 2 solid headshots. That's... Okay. Fleta just picked it up for some reason. Good kill by Sleepy. This fight is insane. I'm not even going to analyze this because... What are they even doing? We're going to lose it. Pretty solid from Dante there to be able to charge his ultimate so quickly. Now we're at halftime. And we go to one of my least favorite maps. Now they're not going to put in Baby Bay again. But they should. Because there's one map where you play Widow non-stop. And then there's one or two maps where you can play Pharah. And Baby Bay actually has a really solid Pharah. So Baby Bay should be in this match. Probably instead of Sinatra, because there's points where you do want like a Sombra or a Junkrat, as well as a Tracer probably on the rest of it. But it looks like Sinatra's still going to be in. Munchkin's still in. Fleta's still in. And they're going to do this comp they love so much. This is my least favorite map. This stage of Illios. I hate the well. I think it's campy. I think it's dumb. So they're doing the Moira comp again. They're going to push an angle that the enemy team has to push really close to get to, and they're going to use AoE healing to deal a ton of cleave damage and charge their ultimates really quickly. And they're going to do it in here. So this is what they did against the Gladiators as well. As they went in this side, they just parked their butts down, they hacked that little health pack, and then they heal. And now they can hug this wall. That's pretty smart. So again, they're forced really close to be able to fight them at all. And look how quick Dante's charging his ultimate. He has been on fire these past two maps. Dante charges his ultimate as fast as Sinatra does on Tracer. Dante is so good. And Sinatra wastes his pulse bomb there. He's just stunting on him a little bit. At that point, you can 100% say he wasted that. Because the fight was already won. This is what Dante does, by the way. Don't tell the other teams. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was just going to say he sits on that little roof. Puts a little blinker on and then teleports back in. That engage was weird. So we're watching out for Dante's hack here. Or EMP. They're going to resurrect Fleta. And then engage. So, again, you're trying to kill Jaehong. Trying to kill Jaehong and Fleta. I would definitely say Fleta is the second one. Because you do have two low HP flankers, Fleta is a real danger to you. But if you can kill Jaehong and Fleta, also because he does a lot of damage. Normally you kill Jaehong because the enemy team is like low damage. And so they supplement that with the Winston and the D.Va being low damage with having a Discord Orb. So that's what makes him so important, as well as his shield making him really vulnerable. You want to hit Jaehong and you want to hit Fleta, and then Toby is third, Munchkin is third. These guys, I don't know, fourth. You don't really care. But they're a bonus if you hit them, right? It's mostly Jaehong, and I guess if Zumba's next to him. If Zumba's, you want to hack Zumba if he's close enough to defense matrix Jaehong, but if he's close enough to defense matrix, then he's going to get hacked. So not really something you think about, I don't think. But let's see the ultimate. So he goes in. No, doesn't hit Jaehong. Hits only Toby and Fleta, I believe. He's going to use it in 1 second, that's why I stopped. Yep, only Fleta and Toby. And something, so Toby spots it out and uses Valkyrie. Something people don't know is that if you hold spacebar as Toby, you can still fly. You can fly up and up to the sky. You just can't use your shift. And apparently he did there, so maybe the hack missed or something. So Fleta dies immediately. But the problem is Jaehong wasn't in the fight yet, He wasn't hacked and he wasn't killed, so now he has his Transcendence. So somehow they're winning this fight because of Miro and Zumba doing a ton of damage. There's also a pulse bomb. Yeah, but now Jaehong, if they weren't winning that fight, Jaehong could come in with his Transcendence. So I don't know, the EMP wasn't the best. They only got Fleta, but Munchkin, Miro, Zumba, and the Discord Orb of Jaehong did a whole lot of damage. And now, it's a weird engagement for me there. They go in with Moth and Sleepy ultimate there, as well as Sinatra, so they use 3 ultimates just to stagger the point. You know, I don't think you're winning this because pretty sure Nevix or Dante are dead. No, Nevix is there. So it must be Dante who's not there. So these ultimates are just used to stagger. Nevix uses his ultimate to clear off the point and to continue staggering, but that's just insane to me. They're still staggering. I don't know how they do this. It's working. Munchkin was forced to use his ultimate. Zumba was forced to use his ultimate. Fleta used his ultimate. He's just charged another one so quickly, which is insane. And they began this fight at like 30%? Wow. So honestly, that's really good. If you can stagger it all the way to 80%, then you basically win the game. Because all you need is one team fight win, and you should be able to keep the enemies off the point for long enough. So now they do a dry engage. Or realistically, they can go in with Dante's ultimate, because he charges it so quickly, and try and force out a couple ultimates so they can maybe win a fight, but they can kill a couple people, force out a couple ultimates, and then give them a better chance of the next fight. Really early ultimates from Jaehong and Fleta. Sinatra doesn't have ultimate here, or he would use it. And so that's what Dante did. Is Dante used his EMP here, and Sleepy used his. 2 really fast charging ultimates, especially with these 2 players being who they are. And it forces out 1, 2, 3, 4. So really good dry push here. Not dry, eco push. And now Super's dying, he doesn't care. Sinatra, Dante just charging their ultimates. Nevix actually gets a kill on Miro. Why did you ult that, Moth? I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I really don't know about that. Ultimate sound barrier. Okay. See, okay. They lost the fight. They don't have the point. If they still had sound barrier, look how close Dante and Sleepy are. They're halfway to their ultimates. They definitely get them before the enemy gets to overtime. So they can go in. Nevix uses ultimate. I don't agree with that either. 6 ultimates. The other side, 4%. He's forced to use his. Not sure why. I don't think sound barrier would have forced it out, or Nevix bomb. Fled is so quick at charging it. Zumba, did Zumba ult? Don't know. Maybe. Probably. Yeah. So really what you're basing this all around is Dante with his EMP. And these guys have like no ultimates to use to counteract it with. But instead they use their sound barrier, which is just risky, dumb. Don't agree with that. Don't agree at all. Don't use ultimate like that. That was an eco push and you guys just absolutely nailed it until you kept going in. You could have seen them use 1, 2, 3, they used 4 ultimates, I think. Or no, they used Munchkin, not Miro. That was what it was. They used these 4 ultimates and dive in the hole. Literally dive in, you die now. And you win the fight. Perfect eco push. You would have had sound barrier, close to EMP. Sinatra has ultimate. Super's so close. Sleepy would be close. Or as close as he is now. I don't know. That was a really dumb sound barrier. Super's dead, I believe. Yeah. Somehow Super died to that high noon. Yeah, so imagine you did this fight, but you had sound barrier for it. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be fantastic? You'd even be in a position for Dante to use his EMP, and he still has Super alive. And someone else died, I'm pretty sure. Don't remember who. And you have 2 more people alive and in position to not die if they dive the enemies. Wouldn't that be awesome? Moth dies too. Imagine Moth didn't die here. They would have won this fight. 100%. One mistake loses them the game. The rest of it played really well. They did some stuff a little slowly, I'll say, because the enemy, or the Seoul Dynasty, they capture, and then by the time they do their first eco push, the Seoul Dynasty are at like 70%. So that's just unnecessary. Yeah, Moth threw the game. Same comp. Fletta's still going McCree. I don't know why. Like, he could go Pharah. I don't know why he hasn't been going Pharah. Isn't Fletta really good Pharah? And, like, against their comp, San Francisco didn't put in their hit scan player. Wow. Look at that damage. Alright, I'm pausing at the ultimate percentage here. God, I wish it was higher quality when I paused it. 60? Or is that 80? That's 80%. 80 to 74. 54 49. Not too much. Maybe like a little bit extra damage. 65 to 51. 80 somehow to 50. He's doing AoE healing. So that's what it was, actually. So, yeah, Sinatra did a little bit more. Super did a little bit more. Nevix did a little bit more. He actually did quite a lot more. Dante did a little bit less, and Moth did a lot. So that's what it was that won them that there, is that they have double AoE healing. So Seoul Dynasty, they need to take long range engagements, and they're not doing that. Like, look, individually, low health, half health, right? Individually, all the squishies are full health because they have AoE healing from these two guys, and then the tanks are the ones that are low health. It's just AoE healing is exceptional in close range, so don't fight him in close range. And if you are the San Francisco Shock, force them to fight you at close range, which they have been doing. Zumba jumps off the map. Yeah, so they could do another eco push here. Because they have a comp with a winning condition on defense, and what I mean by that is the same AoE healing thing. If you can force them onto a close point, you should win the team fight with AoE healing, right? So they have a winning condition, and that's on defense where they can force them to do that. They can't do that on offense. So your team has a winning condition on defense. Just play defensively. Play D. Camp on the point. Force them to push to you, or camp somewhere like here, you know, really close to a wall. You can drop on them, and then use your ults reactively. So Munchkin uses his ult. You use your ult. Miro uses his ultimate. You use your Winston ultimate as well. The only problem with that is that, you know, Sinatra could get really high value fight here by sticking Jaehawn. But you can play a whole lot more reactively. You know, not everything can be reactive, but like, say you were in a matchup where, even if they didn't have double AoE healing, they had Sleepy on the Moira and then Moth on the Mercy. They could wait for Toby to use his Mercy ult first, and then Moth could use his to counteract it. Stuff like that. If these guys use their Transcendence, you can just counter it with your Sound Barrier. Stuff like that. You can play ults to, reactively rather than offensively, which you would normally want to do. Superior is out of position. So, good call from the Seoul Dynasty to take that angle. That's like the one area where, by going on the high ground, the San Francisco Shock need to already be positioned up there in order to take that fight the way they want to. By going on the low ground, they could easily rotate and be like hiding right here, or hiding around this corner on the other side there, so that when the teams push into you, you can do that close-up team fight that you've wanted. By going the high ground, they make it impossible for them to do that. Oh, Sinatra did not get a pulse bomb kill there, but he was close. Yeah, so Sound Barrier from Moth, I expect. Looks like they don't think they need it. And they shouldn't need it now. So they used Dante's ultimate instead of Moth's ultimate. Which makes sense. I would absolutely love if that was some communication. If they did that because of communication. If Moth was like, I'm going to sound barrier, and Dante was like, you don't have to, I'm going to EMP. That would be fantastic. Dante dies to Munchkin. Sinatra gets kill on Fleta. 5v5. Okay. 2v5 now. What ults did they use? Just Munchkin and Miro, hey? Sinatra and Super, they used their ults last fight, so they didn't use them there. But they're at 94. You know, they don't really care. If they're not winning the game, you know, maybe Moth should have used his ultimate. I'm going to rewind a little bit, just before that last fight. Yeah, right here. Dante dies unexpectedly. He's just out of position. He's trying to charge his ultimate. He gets pushed out and killed by Munchkin. Right about here. So he's actually getting hit by Zenyatta as well. He must be close. Yeah, but he gets taken out. Sinatra uses Pulse Bomb. You know, to me this is weird. To me this is miscommunication. By Moth not using his ultimate, you're saying, we don't care about winning this fight, we're going to come back in and win the next one. Sinatra using his ultimate is him saying, we're going to win this one, we don't have to win the next one. So miscommunication there, or they both would have used their ultimates. The other thing is that Dante getting killed right away, Moth could have saved him with his ultimate, but chose not to. So I think that's them saying, like, we don't need to win this. If we can force him to use ultimates, then we can win on the next fight. But there's a miscommunication there. And then Sleepy gets knocked off the map. Looks like Toby is the other team. Yeah. Jaehong kills Sinatra. Don't know how. Munchkin sticks Super. So, yeah, they're still in a good position. If Sinatra's still at his ultimate, better position. You can engage right away. You can probably stick Jaehong. Stick Jaehong or Fleta. They're relatively immobile. And then go in with Moth's ultimate, and then you win. That being said, they'll probably engage with Sleepy's ultimate. Usually use the lower cooldown ones first. One reason for that is that if Sleepy starts off the fight by using his ultimate, Moth uses his second, Sleepy's already like 50% to the next one by the end of the fight, whereas if you did in the other order, Moth would be like 10% or 20%. Oh, a miss from Fleta is really important there. Sinatra taken low, no recall. They managed to flip the point. Big ultimate from Moth there. And Nevix gets a double kill somehow. So he got the hack there on Toby, so Toby can't fly. He almost fell off the map because of that. That'll be the end of the map. Can even hack him. So yeah, it was a slight error from Sinatra, but it was the right call. They're like, if we lose this fight, we can win the next one. So they didn't need to. Here, they're probably going to lose. Because Fleta's a good sniper, and they have no sniper. Which I'll never stop saying. Put Baby Bay in. He's good at the game. Same style comp. Quad tank. Yeah, they understand they don't have a Widow, and this is like a really good Widow map. All they're going to do is wait for the point to switch. They're going to use their shield to get on, and they're going to line of sight the Widow. While still having close range damage. Double AoE healing. So the points change, they can get on. They need to get to that other wall though. They want to get to the wall closer to the enemy spawn. Wow! How did Munchkin charge so fast? That's incredible. Munchkin charges ultimate so fast. I believe that's the win condition for the Seoul Dynasty there. Is you play around Munchkin's ultimate. Holy cow. So fast on that. The Shock have to switch off now. That, I don't know how that's even possible. Munchkin just so fast on that ultimate. Completely wins them the game. The points just triggered. Munchkin has 2 ultimates. Jaehong had his ultimate. Fleta. Just incredible. Did Super switch? I don't know. I think Super was Reinhardt. And Dante was Winston. That'd be weird. Either way, they're at a huge disadvantage now. Ooh, Super almost kills his team. Nevix gets Zumba, and Zumba gets him back. So they're both out of mech. I don't know, it's just really hard going into a Widowmaker when you don't have one. I think that's them basically forfeiting the point. Or the map, I should say. By not putting in Baby Bay, or not even trying to have Sinatra on it. I guess that's losing as well. There's just no way to pressure as like a Winston or a Diva. Even Tracer's really hard because there's so much different verticality on this map. Look, completely safe again. And if Fleta's hitting his shots, which Fleta's good at the game, he probably will. Wow, Sleepy takes care of him. So maybe that's the win condition. Have your Moira go kill him. But they're probably going to lose this. Fleta's down, so Munchkin's the only damage, but he's been doing a lot of damage. Oh. He managed to flip the point. So now they're going to do... Yeah, they still have their AoE healing, which is the right call. They just hug that front wall. That's all you have to do. Maybe, yeah, hug the wall exactly where they are. Use your AoE healing. Okay. That's a bit cringe. That was disastrous in so many ways. So Miro used his ultimate there to counter Super's ultimate, but Super didn't do anything. Oh, that feels so bad. He misses. He's half health. He's not even getting healing. He misses this. Misses his first swing. Fleta's like, what? He gets his second one, but he's being healed. Toby's in ultimate. Miro's about to pop his. What ultimates do you have on this side? You have 0, or you have Sleepy who dies with his ultimate up. Sinatra's about to get his. Nevix, I guess. But no big impactful ultimates. And Super chases him again. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything at this point. Munchkin stuck Nevix coming out. So even if Nevix used his ultimate, which I think he should, like to get a new mech, doesn't matter, he's dead. Munchkin gets the stick, killing him in his corpse. Miro gets a double kill. Miro dives Sleepy, and for some reason Sleepy doesn't use his ultimate, and then pops ultimate to stay alive. And they're all healthy because Toby had his ultimate. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's definitely a miscommunication as well. If Super's diving Fleta, you can do whatever you want. They have no serious pressure from you. So, Super needs to be like, I'm going to dive Fleta and ult him. So for the next 10 seconds, you guys are safe. Then Sleepy can position back here, use his long range beam, and just heal everyone. And then he probably gets the same amount of healing as Toby does. Instead, he dies with ultimate. These guys all die. These 3 guys. So they lose here. Yeah, because even though Super didn't do anything, he didn't kill Widowmaker. Widowmaker was looking at him for 10 seconds. That's a lot of time. That's all the time you need to win a fight. But now, is anyone even alive to touch? Yeah, there's Sleepy using his ultimate for movement speed. So that's going to be it for sure. They played pretty well around Fleta. I don't know. The first fight needed to be won. I don't know. You can't lose that first fight. Cool shirt. Here is Junkertown. One of the worst maps to play in competitive. Solo queue, I should say. But an absolutely fine map in the Overwatch League. Because people don't play Bastion. God, I hate Bastion. Jaehong playing Mei. Let's look at the comp. Mei, Roadhog. The strategy with Mei is always to wall off sightlines and force people to come close to you. That's so weird to me. So you might be walling off Baby Bay. Probably not. I guess I should just watch it out. Not sure what the game plan is. You just wall stuff off to get through certain choke points. Good flank from Zumba. I don't even know how he gets there. Undetected. But Moth gets the resurrect. This is before Mei is buffed, by the way. Nice shot. And that's a wall to wall off Baby Bay. So now he can go as aggressive as he wants without being afraid of Baby Bay killing him. But Sleepy... Yeah, so this is just the one support game. On each side. The supports get to play whatever they want. Pretty slow and crazy fight there. A lot of picks, a lot of flanking. Not sure they know how to react to the Mei. Let me say how I would react to the Mei. I need to think of it first. Obviously, not obviously. No. Baby Bay needs to take really long sightlines. Maybe. If you take really long sightlines, you can't be walled off, but you can be shielded off from Orisa. We're assuming they have the exact same comp that they had. So Sleepy was on Roadhog. You don't want to be walled off. I think what you do is you treat it like a bastion. So let's go back just so I have the map layout. When you're playing against a bastion, bastion sits on payload. Say the payload's here and you got, what's his name? Gunboy. Everyone sits up here. That's what you do. Everyone on the defensive team, Shock will sit here. You wait for him to get like right there, and then you all collapse on him. And then he doesn't have long sight lines to be shooting you at. You immediately jump on him. Sleepy tries to land a hook. Dante tries to explode him right away. Baby Bay's somewhere else in the long way away, like over there. So Mei's the same thing. You just position up here. You need to be grouped really tight, and then Baby Bay can be like here. This forces them to all be on the point and pushing like a regular old payload would. And then you can collapse on them right away and you try and kill the Mei. I'm saying this because Mei was recently changed and she now AoE CCs everyone. That makes her target number one. Otherwise, probably Roadhog. So like in this patch that they're playing in where Mei doesn't have the AoE healing, you just want to group up and push on them so that you can't be walled off from each other. And then you don't want to let her get a freeze off, but it doesn't hugely matter. Maybe Super can like body block and just focus on being in front of the Mei so she can't stun. And then everyone else tries to kill Zumba so he can't get his high impact stuff. Dante would be another good one to kill. The tough part is that I think Dante needs to be grouped with the team up here and push in with everyone and then try and cause a lot of AoE damage and then use his shift to get out. He can't be like standing up here because he'll get walled off, right? Baby Bay could be walled off as well, but if you're positioning here and you have your grappling hook, launch that way, and you'll have sight lines again. Dante is the one more at risk if he doesn't go with the team. So everyone go together. Moth can be with Baby Bay. Could push up as well. Yeah, I think with Baby Bay, and then you probably have sight lines of anyone who gets staggered over there, and you just have to wait out the wall. Hopefully that's fine. So that's how I would deal with the Mei. Treat it like a bastion, group up really tightly, and push in. Zumba kills Baby Bay there. Miro kills Dante. Wakid kills Moth and Super. That's so weird. That's a weird kill feed. That's all stagger. Looks like Sleepy staggered. He was in the back spawn. And this is the thing that I really like that teams are doing now. They put the Widowmaker right here. They take the defender's high ground advantage and they sit here. And then the way to counteract this is you go in. Pause if he looks back. He still thinks Sleepy's back here. which somehow he isn't. Yeah, well, it's too late now, but what you would do to counter is you would go, there's a little window up here, and you can access it by going like in this shape. From the high ground, it goes all the way over here. You know what I mean? But you drop out the window onto the payload, because they're going to push this really quickly. You can get over there relatively safely. You can drop down and contest. And then they need to team wipe you, which usually gives you another opportunity to push in. And then you can win with things like ultimate usage. It's a fine word. Still looking for Sleepy. Oh my goodness. Is that gonna convince him? Nice shot from Baby Bay there. Oh, but this is going to be really bad for the shock. So I'm going to pause it really quick. The ultimates used here were Baby Bay. The ultimates used here were these 3, 4. Really impactful ultimates. You're not going to win that fight. But you know now that they used 4 ultimates. So you should be prepared to push them really close and really quickly. Takes the payload like 10 seconds to get through this thing. Baby Bay gets a kill on Fleta. Not necessary. Could easily just reset. They're shooting at each other. Baby Bay hit the shot. Fleta missed. Yeah, but regroup so you can be in here and then push in and use some ultimates. Probably engage with Moth. Or Dante. You can use both actually. They're Dante's pretty fast charging, but Super's got the right idea being there. And what a hook. That was incredible. Somehow he doesn't get the kill. Dante kills Jaehan. Good kill. Maybe not the most important. Fleta kills Baby Bay somehow. Did Super just switch? Not sure why he's low on ultimate charge. Zumba spots the resurrect and knows that Baby Bay will be right there, but misses the hook. That's what happens when you don't get to play Roadhog all that often. Moth is still in his ultimate, and Toby is too. Neither team getting value out of it, but the attackers are just pushing the payload, so they're winning that. Everybody low from the shock. And Sleepy is forced to use Transcendence there. So here's what goes wrong. The payload is close. It is close to the end. Because they didn't contest it at all over here. They didn't contest it once. Moth and Toby were both in their ultimates. So why wouldn't the tanks just sit on the point? Instead, these tanks were sitting on the point, and they pushed it from here to here, more than halfway. So now Sleepy's forced to use his Transcendence to try and win this fight, which is unfortunate because he knows Dante is going to die to that. Zumba gets a kill on Super, Fleta gets a kill on Baby Bay, and now his Transcendence has done nothing. But the thing is, if he had saved his Transcendence and just died to the Riptire, like if these guys had died before him, if Super and Baby Bay had died just before and he knew it was a lost fight, they'll probably lose the game because they can just push it all the way to the end because they are so close. They needed to contest it earlier. That's such a huge mistake. So now Dante manages to live there. That's incredible. Nevix is close to ultimate. Dante switched off to Tracer. And that bomb probably won't be huge. No. Pretty straightforward bomb. They're actually getting kills here. Baby Bay. Oh, they are playing Baby Bay. Maybe they play him on this map. Should have noticed that a lot earlier. Said his name like 10 times. So that fight, let's watch it again. It's been after this. It's about here. Where do they engage? Let's watch where they engage. So Zumba wastes his ultimate, and Mira just uses his ultimate there. So they've used, I don't know, they have no ultimates. Zumba's is about to run out, and Miro's is there. On the other side, Baby Bay just switched, Dante just switched. No ultimates here either besides from Nevix. So what happens? They engage right here. Dante's at the left. Moth and Sleepy are over here, and I believe Baby is just running down from one direction. Don't know which. Yeah, the right side. So everyone's taken low. Super's half, Nevix is out of mech, and he's half, but the mech is zoning them, or the Diva Explosion is zoning them. So the DPS, Wakid, and Fleta are forced back, which is somewhere that they don't really care if they're there or not. And Miro and Zumba are all alone over here. Super still has to contest, and he dies because he's really low. Nevix gets back into mech because he zoned the DPS away from him. Dante somehow kills Wakid down here, which I think is where the supports are, Toby and Jaehan. And Baby Bay kills Miro on the point with the help of Nevix, because Zumba is distracted by Dante. So Dante is distracting Zumba, so Nevix gets away. Nevix and Baby Bay get away with doing a lot of damage. Actually, he didn't even do a lot of damage. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe it was Sleepy. I don't think it was Sleepy either. Looks like Miro just died. Like, all on his lonesome, died. Gets a res onto Wakid somehow. Flood is still positioned back there without any pressure. Wakid kills Baby Bay as well with a trap, so that's a little bad for Baby Bay. Even still, someone died here earlier, right? Yep. Oh no, he got the res, right? So it's 5 versus 4 at this point. No ultimates on either side. Zumba gets a hook on Nevix, that should be him demeched, and it is. But a res onto Super. I don't know if Super's the right target here. Maybe they want someone to pressure Fleta a little more. Because Fleta obviously has no pressure. Maybe they want someone to contest the points so Dante can do more. Nevix gets killed by Zumba and exploded by Wakid as he's coming out. And then Wakid kills Dante. That's probably honestly a damage boosted shift or just regular explosion. Direct hit. Yeah, Super's bound to die there. Zumba actually kills him. And now Baby Bay is forced onto the point. So this is still a stagger. Great kill from Sleepy, but that shouldn't matter. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. They stagger. They manage to get a couple kills, but Fleta has 0 pressure. Wakid gets killed, but still has manages to have like no pressure at the end there. Now we get to see. This might honestly be the comp. This is something I like, is holding really far up here. Shorter sight lines. How does Super die? Super gonna get rezzed? Yeah, I guess you don't even need to. That is just crazy. Super gets headshot. Zumba, what is happening? Where did Baby Bay just die? It must have been in that hole. This is bad for them. Fleta dies to Nevix somehow. Okay. Try and watch out for those positioning. Watch Super's health right off the bat. He gets headshot twice, it looks like. Baby Bay goes to the left. Or no, Baby Bay's in the sky. And now Baby Bay's to the left. Wow. Just a right click from Zumba, I guess. And then, where is Fleta? Fleta dies next. Fleta's just outside of the shield. Somehow he gets hooked because he wasn't behind the shield. It's just a crazy fight. Toby's not going to be able to resurrect Fleta though. So the Shock can regroup here. Take a 5v6. And they're going to sacrifice all that ground so they can take a 6v6, which is smart. Just pushing up regular, trying to charge their ultimates. Baby Bay kills Miro, who I'm guessing just didn't have a shield. Jaehan kills Nevix. How does Nevix die? How is that even possible? Watch Nevix's health and positioning coming into this next fight. Not quite yet. They're still backing off. So Nevix takes a little damage there. Fire from Jaehyung. He is going straight up the middle. Probably rewinded too much. He gets hooked. Oh, he gets hooked. He gets hooked. Discord Orb, shot in the head by Zumba, and then hit with like one shot by Jaehyung. Both these guys get res though. They're still in a position where Fleta, I don't believe, is back yet. So Super feels no pressure putting his shield forward like that and letting Moth resurrect. Everyone's full health right now. Actually, no. Super just got knocked with a headshot. Nevix got shot. Baby Bay is finally pressuring Fleta because Fleta's back in the fight. He's in a position where Baby Bay can spot him. So you're going to see less damage to the tanks now from Discord or headshots from Widow. Let's look at the positioning. Dante's a little low, Nevix is a little low. Other than that, yeah, you really need an ultimate to break open this fight. They're at a stalemate where each team has a shield, each team has a Roadhog. These guys have a Junkrat, and these guys do not. So Seoul will win the shield battle, but these guys will just fall back a little bit and put the shield down again. And if the shield falls too quickly, Super will press Shift and he'll stand in front, or Roadhog will press E and stand in front, giving them a little extra time. So you need an ultimate to open that bit. Excuse me, to open that up. Cade uses his, but he doesn't get any kills off of it. So this is maybe an opportunity for the Shock here. That would be if they had an ultimate to use. Which it looks like they don't. Sleepy and Moth are getting a lot of healing. Baby Bay dies to Jaehyung. This is a loss. So just fall back, die. Wow. So much damage from Zumba. So they're probably just looking for a Dragon Blade. Dante's not charging it quick enough. So with Baby Bay and Fleta looking at each other all the time, the other players can feel a little safe. They just have to use like terrain. Like Dante's been going up over this house. Just use terrain to block the sight lines to the Widowmaker, and then you can be hitting the tanks charging your ultimate. So Dante just got his ultimate. They want to use a Dragon Blade, but the problem is that Zumba has his ultimate to counter it. So Fleta dies to, or Baby Bay dies to Fleta, gets resurrected by Moth. That's good. He's looking for Dante. He's looking for the Dragon Blade, and he gets it off. Yeah. So I had said that Zumba would use it to counteract Dante. He didn't need to. He dove onto Miro, and they knew that he had Transcendence up, but Sleepy didn't have a nade to counteract that. So what I would have liked to see from Dante there, use your shift onto Toby if possible. Wait for an opportunity where he's like half health. Shift onto Toby, then pop your Dragon Blade. Toby uses his ultimate, or Jaehyung uses his ultimate, and then you can get a mid-air dash with your Dragon Blade and get one swing. It's a pretty easy maneuver to do. Toby isn't able to fly away quick enough for him to just use spacebar to escape Dante, and if he uses his shift ability, Dante can predict that and land a swing. So it's a little bit hard to do, but you know it's something that you should be expected to be able to do in the Overwatch League. So follow onto Toby, or just go straight for Wakid, because a Nano Blade goes through Transcendence. Zumba used his ultimate, I think because Dante wasn't on his supports, he was on Miro. Zumba's like, okay, I don't care. So he just destroyed Super Shield, destroyed Super, and then destroyed his Supercharger. I don't know why Sleepy ulted. Oh, Sleepy didn't ult, he swapped off, that's right. So coming in this next fight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ults used that last fight. Miro did not need to use his. He used 2 support ults and an offensive ult. That's it, right? But with a minute 26 left, Wakid can use his ultimate to stop one fight, and they did use 4 ultimates. Wakid can use his ultimate to stop one fight, and then hopefully by then they may have Jaehyung's ultimate or Zumba's. Zumba's will charge really quickly. So what the Shock can't do here is engage with just Moth ultimate and steamroll over him, because Wakid will use his Riptire. But Baby Bay should be able to destroy it on this map. Because it's a long-range Widow map, you know, you have a better possibility of destroying the Riptire. So it is a possibility to just engage straight up with Moth Ultimate and to defend straight up with Riptire here. I think on defense you want to take as much time as possible. You are closer to ultimates. What you want to do is make it so that the enemy team has one fight as opposed to, or two fights as opposed to three. Which I think he did there effectively by stalling a bit with his tire. Because now they're gonna, because Sleepy died there. You know, you didn't expect that, but Super died, I think, to the Riptire. The next fight, they're only going to be able to get here at like 40 seconds. So it's going to be one fight with an extended stagger. If he hadn't used his tire, or if he'd used his tire right away, as soon as he got it off, they probably would have killed him by like 130, creating a possibility where they could have 3 really quick team fights. Fleta is behind. I don't agree with this flank. The reason I don't agree with it is because, yeah, he's going to kill Baby Bay, but 2 of his teammates already died. 3 of his teammates died because he wasn't putting any pressure on anyone. And now they've lost for sure. Like, Jaehyun can't ult this. Maybe if Zumba had ultimate, he could. Now that Baby Bay's resurrected. What a dumb flank. That's so weird. He's just trying to spot out Moth. And there he is. And then there he goes. Boop. Didn't matter. I don't know why Toby and Jaehyun didn't ult. Maybe they died before they had him, but that's not too likely. And now what the defense is doing, positioning on high ground so that these guys can't do the forward push to get onto high ground for the Widowmaker. It's good, it's all good. I think teams really understand Junkertown now that it's been in the map rotation for, what, 2 stages, I think? It's been 2 stages, right? It's a pretty old map now. Good hook on a Miro. That should never happen. You should almost, like, okay, literally never be hooked as Orisa, because you have a shield in front of you. So you block the halt from the other Orisa, and you also block the hook straight up. If your shield goes down, you have a shift ability that blocks all CC. If you get hooked, you also have Zumba who can counter hook. It's just, and the other team doesn't have Junkrat like you do, so you should be destroying shields faster. I don't know, that's pretty weird. 5v6 right now. Toby's used his ultimate. Dante used his ultimate to take Miro down low, but didn't follow up on that because Toby was stuck on him. Fleta kills Baby Bay because Fleta's a god. Wow. What a block. So Baby Bay's alive. It's 6v6 right now. What a shot from Nevix. Dante kills Wakid because he was stuck in his formation, you know, hunched over controlling Riptire. What a hook from Nevix. So Nevix is heating up here. Nevix is doing a lot. Dante gets 2 1 clips. No, okay, Dante just cleaned up the hook from Nevix. Then Nevix kills Miro. Alright, this is that Streets phase is over. Nevix heated up. Dante heated up. Even Super. Super's the one on fire. Oh, because he put down the supercharger. And look at Zumba and Spawn using his, yeah. So he was switching on. Never waste an ultimate, I guess. And now at this point, there's a possibility that they can win, right? Dante's going to have to take a super long flank because they're on high ground. And he's hoping that they don't engage on his team before then. And they're engaging right now, so he needs to go right now. Oh, okay. Baby kills Wakid. Good clip from Dante there. And he's going to get it on Jaehyun, is he? Jaehyung's a nice shot. Yeah, that would have been really hard. Going against Jaehyun, that's really frightening, I imagine. Classic Baby. See, you see on Illios, Fleta picked Widowmaker, and they had to play their playstyle so differently. And look at like how much room Baby is able to open up, and like even win fights. It's just so brainless to me to not put him in on a map where you can guarantee you're gonna see a Widow, and your best possibility at winning is fighting the Widow, or picking into a Widow. Picking the Widow into a Widow. Can't speak for some reason. Probably should be shooting Toby. I guess it doesn't matter. He does have the passive healing. If you're not confident that you're going to get a headshot, then no real point. So Moth, he has less ult than Toby. He used his ultimate to counter Toby's, or to match Toby's. And then Wakid, who's already at 50% after just using his, used it to secure the fight. So no mistakes, nothing done there. That was an eco push. They now have 4 ultimates. And Moth, if they don't die here, Moth is going to have another ultimate. If he can heal super, oh, that sucks. Oh, right, this is... Okay, so this happened a few weeks ago. Right? I think 2 weeks ago this happened. And I forgot it was this stage. Isn't that awesome? Do they show the replay here? So, I'll pinpoint exactly when they touch the point. Who is it that touches it? Dante? Bam. Someone's on it. I think it's Dante. And Nevix uses his ultimate right away. Because immediately when you see this little... that was so bad. This triangle here, what you see is, I need to duck and run for cover. You aren't looking at the rest of the stuff. You aren't looking at that. So he uses that. And then Super gets low and people are thinking, Super's low, we can kill him. And he pops Primal Rage and you go, do we engage? And then you think like, why is Super ulting us in spawn? Like, why wouldn't he just go back into his spawn? Why is he doing this? Like, he's so stupid. And all this is just a distraction. Look how close they are. Ding, 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 it starts making the noise. Super is using his Primal Rage to body block Nevix, probably the most agile member of the team. Or to block Zumba, I mean. Miro uses his Primal Rage to get over there, and they are just so close. And they get it finally. So that is so awesome. Everyone's smiling about it because that's hilarious. Pretty standard comp from both teams. Super again gets headshot with a Discord. Taken really low. Oh, okay. Really good flank there from Baby Bay. They're putting a bunch of pressure up front. And somehow Sleepy gets the kill. Nevix hooks Miro. Again, that shouldn't happen. As Orisa getting hooked. Maybe Miro's not the best Orisa. And they're in a good position here. They don't have ultimate advantage. But I believe someone's staggered. Yeah, there comes Mira. What a hook as well. So because you don't have a diva on either of these teams, a hook is a death sentence for anyone. Unless you can, I don't know, counter hook. Maybe use a Junkrat mine to push it away. Really good push there. I'm not even sure how it happened. I don't know if I would be sure. It looks like Miro made a mistake by being hooked. That was the first pick. And then the comps rely around these Orisas, right? Because they're a shield comp. And then you have pressure from the Roadhog and the... Well, they have a Genji on San Francisco for some reason. But a Junkrat would sit behind the shield as well. And there's just a huge point of pressure. And then Widow's your secondary point of pressure. Yeah, so that's them dying to shield damage there. And I'll rewind it. Hopefully it won't take too long. Watch the shields. It's not down yet. There goes Super's shield down. And there goes Miro's almost immediately after the other one. And then look at the HP of the two shields. Destroyed, full health. So that's why you run Junkrat. That's why you don't run Genji. Because I don't know why they would actually ever run Genji over Junkrat. Dante plays Junkrat. I'm pretty sure he's a better Junkrat than he is Genji. Confusing to me. Maybe he thinks that he can open up maps better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like with the Dragon Blade, they can force out a Transcendence. guaranteed to force out a Transcendence. You don't just let the enemy Genji ult all your teammates and not use your Transcendence. That'd be really arrogant. Same comp, it looks like, from Seoul with the Mei. So, if they had an in-game coach, maybe he'd say what I said. Drop on him. I guess here's probably a good point too, because there's 2 places for the wall that it has to go. And then you can just drop on him right after the bridge. And Jaehyung misses the wall. Don't drop down. Don't drop down. Get back up there. If they can get back up there. That was a really close headshot. Yeah, so they don't really know how to approach this Mei. They're taking it really slow. And yeah, that's what they were looking for, was a hook from Nevix. Which isn't that reliable. Even still, 5v6 for San Francisco right now. Sleepy gets a kill. Sleepy, I'm so impressed with him all the time. But here, they can afford to get on the high ground. Jaehyung, I don't know why you did that. Zumba flanking again. That's something they need to be more aware of. Last time Zumba got a hook onto, I think it was Dante as well, when the Shock were on defense. Zumba just walks around that right alleyway and goes for a hook. That was another bad Mei wall. So Jaehyung, yeah, he can play it, but it's not going to be a highlight reel. 2.5 minutes. So they need to win probably 3 fights. 3 extended fights could do it for him. By the time this gets through the door. 3 fights in a row, that's going to be hard. So they need to min-max here. They need to get a really big Dante ultimate. Not sure how you do that. Maybe you just push directly onto him with your shield. So they're kind of grouped up and they scatter. But Dante doesn't even have his ultimate. There it goes. So I'd say push up right now. Dante gets a kill on Zumba. And Toby's taking a half. Toby's not matching the Valkyrie from Moth either right now. I guess they figure they can just hide. And they're not going that aggressive on him. So that entire team fight took 30 seconds from start to finish. So that would be a good extended one, but they're already into the next one. Super uses his ultimate. Wakid used his ultimate. What did Dante get from his? I'm going to rewind that, try and pay attention. Dante gets a kill on Zumba. Moth and Baby Bay have used ultimates. Toby hasn't used his ultimate yet. Watching for them to use ultimates. Sleepy's probably saving his ultimate for Jaehyung, or to save himself from Wakid's tire, or for Miro's ultimate actually. Super's close to his. They're all hiding from Moth and Baby Bay, but they are both out. Dante needs to use his ultimate at some point, probably preemptively, and there he uses it. Sleepy gets a kill on Toby, so this should be a 1 fight. But Jaehyung has used his Blizzard, which is being matched with Sleepy's Transcendence, and Fled is getting headshots on the frozen people. Dante, is he still in Riptire? No. Dante's Riptire got nothing. Baby Bay was sniped, I believe. This is a really confused fight. Baby Bay was sniped by Fleta, so Baby Bay wasn't even frozen. Fleta just got a nice shot on him. Wakid got a kill on Sleepy as he's coming out of his Transcendence where he's really vulnerable. Nevix kills Miro with the help of the Supercharger from Super. But now both the tanks are going to die because they're really low health. And Toby still has ultimate. So overall, you needed a more effective Dante ultimate. Didn't get anything. Nevix, I'm not sure how he used his ultimate. Sleepy was pretty good ultimate, but coming out of it, he died. Super, I don't know. Moth, they just backed away. Probably should have chased him. Toby's ultimate would have won them that fight at the end. Jaehyung got a good ultimate, I believe, and Fledic was still landing good shots. I don't know. Hard to tell what would have won it for him. Where are my highlights? So that's a 4-0. Yeah, 4-0. They should have won Anubis, definitely. They should have won Illios. Illios was super close. I think Baby Bay wins them that series. I don't know if Baby Bay is a better Pharah than Fleta is, but I think from now on, I've seen 2 maps with both Dante and Sinatra put in on Illios. I can't remember if they lost the first one as well. Against the Gladiators I'm talking about in this stage. Yeah, like Baby Bay is a really good sniper. Oh, okay, Fleta's pretty nuts. Fleta's really nuts. I don't know. On this map, I'd tweak the Dante Genji. I didn't see Dante Genji do anything. That's a really nice shot. All the highlights are going to be Fleta. Actually, Nevix, yeah. Nevix did really well as well. Anyway, that's the end of this series. End of this VOD review for this series. Not sure how long it took. Probably like 3 hours. That's what I expected. So I'm going to try and do more of these so I can catch up with the actual games. If you want to follow me on Twitch, do it. Probably link that in the bottom. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I live tweet all the Overwatch League games, but especially the San Francisco games. Like last night that I've been recording this last night was Seoul Dynasty at Shanghai Dragons. There weren't a lot of tweets from me because that was a stomp. Even though Geggery is cool and everyone loves memes about frogs. Whatever. Okay, this is the end of it. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can interact with it if you want. Try to post more. Thanks for watching.